The Fifth Wave is directed by Blakeson and stars Chloë Grace Moretz, who you may know from Hugo in 2011. This is a motion picture adaptation of the novel called The Fifth Wave, of course, written by Vigilante, about the Earth demolished by 5 waves of deadly, mysterious alien attacks. Cassie, who is played by Chloë Moretz, is on the run to save herself and her younger brother from death, and I'll explain the plot a little bit more. Now, I am a huge sci-fi fan, as you probably would have guessed. I said it in the recent Star Wars review I did a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen that yet, check that out. And I was really excited to see what this movie was going to offer. And we do have the official trailer for The Fifth Wave to show you now before my review.
Drop your weapon.
You first. Drop it.
I know you're human.
How?
Because if you were one of them, you would have shot me already.
At 1:07 a.m., the Odyssey satellite received images of an unfamiliar object moving past Mars. It stopped 250 miles above the Earth and is now orbiting our planet.
We called them the Others.
What do they want?
Earth. That's the reason they're here, Cassie. They need the Earth.
First, they took our power, throwing the world into chaos. Then they took our cities, laying everything to waste. Next, they took our lives with an unstoppable airborne virus. Worst of all, they took control. The Others were already among us, exterminating anyone who survived.
The Others are readying themselves for the Fifth Wave.
They have the ability to inhabit human hosts and control their actions. They look just like us.
What do we do now?
Be there for each other.
We can't trust anyone anymore.
How are we supposed to fight the Others if we don't know what they are?
You weren't ready for the end of the world. Gotta get my brother.
I'll get you there.
You don't know anything about him.
The Others took Sam,
And I'm gonna go get him.
We're fighting simultaneous attacks on the last metropolitan areas. If the Fifth Wave succeeds, humanity will be wiped from the face of the Earth.
The Others see our hope as a weakness, but they're wrong.
This is our home. They will not possess it.
So there you guys go, that was the official trailer for The Fifth Wave, which came out a few months ago. Now I'm going to start this review off quite negative by pointing out how many young adult fiction books there are pretty much out there. Over the past few years we've had loads, and I mean absolutely loads, of books that have made it into movies. For example, we had the first Maze Runner, which was released in 2013 I think, which I really enjoyed. And then the second one came out last year, called The Scorched Trials, which I was very disappointed with, and it just turned out like a zombie movie. And also the Twilight films, can't stand them. And the Hunger Games, with all their sequels. And I've absolutely loved the Hunger Games. I did a review on that as well on the Mockingjay Part 2. But all these movies has got one thing in common, and all these movies have been pretty much in the box office and made tons of money from them. Now, this is another adaptation of the novel The Fifth Wave, which starts off very promisingly as a good sci-fi film, but towards the second half, it becomes another generic teenage film with pretty much a romance plot thrown into it. Pretty much randomly and unconvincing action scenes, which in a nutshell, I just didn't think it worked. So let's talk about the storyline in a bit more detail. Cassie Sullivan, who is of course played by Chloë Grace Moretz, is a normal teenage girl living happily with a father who is played by Ron Livingston, and with her mother and brother as well. And their lives change when, you guessed it, aliens suddenly invade Earth, in 5 waves. The first wave disabling like communications and transportation. The second is kind of like natural disasters. The third is like an airborne deadly virus transmitted by the birds, causing death basically. And the fourth is aliens inhabiting humans, like parasites, and the final one of course is alien domination. The adults are separated from the children and the US Army is pretty much taking control of the situation, placing children in like quarantine so they can assist in fighting the alien species. Cassie finds herself isolated from her peers and she must pretty much fight for her own battles. First of all, the plot is very tense and exciting, however, it is only for the first half an hour of the film. Once children have been like separated from the adults, things become a little bit flat. It doesn't help when there are substantial plot holes throughout the movie. The story then drifts off into a romantic subplot, which was just boring. There's a Twilight series, which I absolutely hate them. And there was absolutely no need for this. The movie could have been a lot better without this. The director is Blakeson, and this movie is his second directional effort, but it might make another like 7 years until he's fully employed again, for he has got a little bit of learning to do. The director and the writer for this film I didn't think was great. Some of those close-up shots, if you've seen the movie already, of the actors, kind of with the forehead showing, not in frame, were so annoying, and several of the fight scenes as well were difficult to see as they were filmed in kind of a natural lighting at night. I mean, it's the little simple things that could have improved this film to make it a lot better. A positive note I will mention from this review is Chloë Moretz is definitely developing into a terrific actress, and she does have a very bright future ahead of her in acting. She is a very convincing teenager who must pretty much make decisions when no one her family are there, and she has to make them for her own. My final verdict on this film is there are some really clever ideas in the film, don't get me wrong, but the execution and the filming could have been a lot better. If you're a fan of teenage fiction like Twilight, or if you're a teenager, you probably won't be disappointed with this film. You might enjoy it, but if you're a sci-fi fan like me, or if you've seen plenty of movies before, then this movie may not be for you. But overall, I'm gonna rate this The Fifth Wave 5 out of 10, and a few people have rated this about 7, 8, but that is just my opinion, and I was disappointed with it personally. So there you guys go. That was my review for The Fifth Wave. If you enjoyed this review, leave a like and subscribe for more film reviews every Thursday on this channel, and I will see you guys in the next episode.